Welcome to Truth Telling with Elizabeth D'Alto, the podcast dedicated to focusing on the truth that's always evolving within us and around us, where we explore the potentiality of truth as a highly esteemed value, especially in the context of everything that falls under the topics of healing, growth, leadership, and creativity. If you're new to me, full expression is my jam. I'm the creator of a practice called Wild Soul Movement. My flagship year-long online women's circle is called Power. I run virtual new moon circles every month, weekend workshops all over the planet throughout the year, and I work with clients one-on-one. I also started doing stand-up comedy for fun in 2018. So this is a place where you can come with your multiple talents and passions to be encouraged, nourished, and cultivated. There's a lot of noise and ignorance in our current culture, and this show also aims to cut through that by exploring the truths of a diverse range of incredible voices. From authors, artists, creatives, and educators to activists, speakers, and those in various scientific and esoteric fields, our guests hail from cultures and countries all over the world. The main intention here is to contribute to creating a kinder, gentler, more curious, collaborative, reverent world where people respect each other's backgrounds, experiences, and truths, and they trust in themselves and in life and recognize that we need each other. We post a new interview every Monday, and if you want to keep up with the show notes and quotes from our guests, you can follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth D'Alto. A few disclaimers. No episode of the show is meant for everyone, and every episode is meant for whoever needs it on the right day at the right time. Not all guest views will reflect my own, and that's intentional. We don't learn, grow, heal, or improve by staying in our comfortable bubbles with all of our people who look, think, or live exactly how we do. If you love what you hear and find it useful and inspiring, the best way to show your appreciation is to share the episode, subscribe to the show, and leave us a rating or review wherever you listen in from. Thank you so much for being here, and here we go. Hello, beautiful people. This is episode number 313 of Truth Telling with Elizabeth D'Alto. I am your host, Elizabeth D'Alto, and you are about to listen to the shortest episode in the history of this show. Y'all, I am just recording this quick solo episode to let you know that I'm about to take my first break ever from the show in over 4 years. Now, in case anyone's nervous that I might enjoy the break so much and I won't come back, that is not even in the realm of possibility. I love doing this podcast. It's my favorite content I've ever created. It's the only content I've ever been able to be super consistent. 4 years, 313 episodes. I am definitely coming back in September. I just started to notice a couple months ago that I was not able to be batching and keeping up with the production of the show the way I always had been. And whenever something like that happens, when I have resistance, I always pay attention. And for me, sometimes resistance happens in the form of procrastination because I'm not usually a procrastination person. I get things done. I have no problem showing up for things that are important to me. So whenever I procrastinate, I look at why. And it was just that I just need a little breather. And I really want a genuine summer break. I can't take a summer break for my entire business because I'm a one-woman show over here with a little team that supports me. But I'm just going to take a break from the content, from interviewing people and producing episodes and writing show notes and all the things that go into the show and sharing on social media and all of that. I will probably be logging out of Instagram for the majority of the summer as well. And just enjoying my friggin' life. Y'all, I do not have a business and I do not work as hard as I work sometimes to not be able to take a break when I need a friggin' break. So I wanted to read you something that I've read on the show many times before, but it's been quite a while and I probably have not read it yet in 2019. So here it is. This is the Wild Soul Woman Manifesto. This is to remind you what we're all about and what we stand for at Wild Soul Movement, which is my company. And for the most part, that is where I come from when we do the Truth Telling podcast. The show, obviously, Wild Soul Movement is a practice that is truly inspired by and created for women and those who identify as women. And the podcast does aim to be inclusive of all human beings. But originally, the show, before I changed the name to Truth Telling, was about reclaiming and redefining womanhood for the 21st century. And it's still very much what we focus on because we recognize that womanhood cannot possibly include all of those who do not identify as women. And as well, we're here to celebrate all forms of woman, anything that makes women women. So here's the Wild Soul Woman Manifesto. This is an invitation to live into a practice, a dedication, and a pledge. I am a woman, not a lovelier version of a man. I am devoted to loving myself in the untamed way, through cultivating self-acceptance, awareness, knowledge, respect, and trust. I am committed to discovering and living into my ever-evolving truth, the truth of what it means to be a woman in the 21st century, the truth of what it means to be me, the me that I am, not the society, culture, family, government, religion, or other structures have dictated to me. I am discerning. I listen to my wild soul and trust her innate wisdom and guidance. I have boundaries. I do not sacrifice myself for the benefit of others. I say no when I mean no and yes when I mean yes. I am just as worthy of my own time, energy, and attention as all of my loved ones. I am a loved one. I do not need others to be different or agree with me for me to feel okay. I do my best to respect others' beliefs, opinions, cultures, choices, self-expression, and sexuality, even if I don't understand. I am a global sister. I'm a safe place to land for all life and all people. I know that it's not about me, but that it does start with me, and I happily accept responsibility for my own life. I am a work in progress and a work of art. My body is sacred. I am willing to have courageous conversations. I embrace my uniqueness, my power, my beauty, my creativity, my inner fire, my passion, my fierceness, and my softness. I reserve the right to change my mind. When I want to be harsh with myself, I choose gentleness instead. I honor the earth and all of her creations. I am unashamed. I trust that my temporary circumstances never have to be my permanent reality. I am a powerful creator. I am receptive. I am a force for expansion, for love, and for good. I am a wild soul woman. So I read that to you because, among other things, over at wildsoulmovement.com, I will be updating this pledge this summer. And as well, for those of you who love the podcast, I know some of you have been listening all the way since the beginning and have listened to all the episodes. I know some of you listen to some episodes over and over again. You have your go-to, your favorites. So what I've done for this summer while I'm taking this hiatus is put together some podcast playlists for you. Here are the playlists that I've made for you, my personal favorites. So you get to find out who have been my favorite guests and favorite conversations and favorite episodes to record. The first topic is sex, love, dating, and relationships. So all of the episodes that fall under that category. There are healing conversations, the topic of liberation, the topic of creativity and expression, and then finally some business and money chats. You can get the podcast playlists by visiting wildsoulmovement.com/podcast-playlists. Now, that is an opt-in. You will have to enter your name and email there. And the reason for that is throughout the course of the summer, as I am working on some secret little projects that I'm not going to mention here just yet, I will be sending out some sneak previews, maybe some audio recordings or some short videos, just some stuff that's in the works as I take this time to go in, mine all of the content I've created over the last several years. When we come back, not only will the podcast be refreshed and rebranded, I'll also be having all kinds of new stuff for you over on my Instagram. There are so many incredible quotes, so many incredible things that guests have said that have come through in these conversations over the last 4 years. So one of the things I'm going to be doing during this break is just reviewing some of this amazingness, because something that I think about sometimes, especially having an online business, is how often I'm just like putting things out on the internet or just saying something on the podcast and then it lives there, but like I don't even remember what I said. And so I'm looking at pulling things all together and kind of reviewing. And part of the reason for that as well is as I prepare to write a book proposal this fall and begin working on my next book in 2020. So there's a lot of creative stuff going on over here, a lot of exciting things, and as well, a lot of threading together so much of what we talk about and explore and search through and consider and embody and embrace and work through and heal through here on the show. So, as always, I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the episodes. Feel free to share that playlist link with your friends. Feel free to have podcast playlist parties this summer, whatever it is that is your heart's delight when it comes to this stuff. And so this episode is going up on July 1st, and I want to remind you that July 22nd every year, year in and year out, is a very special day in the Wild Soul Movement world. It is Mary Magdalene Feast Day. Some of you know I have a very special relationship to Mary Magdalene. And so this year on Mary Magdalene Feast Day, I will be doing an early bird offer for anyone who wants to join Power 2020. You'll be able to save over $500 and have an extended payment plan if that is something that works for you. You will also be able to find out about the new official and ongoing structure of the Wild Soul Movement teacher training. So many women who have attended workshops over the last 3 years and who have done the Power program or worked with me in Wild Soul Movement have been wanting to do teacher training, and it's something that I had to take a little break from as well. Do you all see the theme? Sometimes you need to take a break, you need to regroup, you need to review, and you need to come back when things are better and they could be fresh and they could be more aligned. We're all growing and changing so much all the time. I mean, I'm assuming that if you listen to the show, you're oriented that way, because I certainly am, and our guests certainly are. So we're updating teacher training. You'll find out about that and also be able to get a little discount to join. There will be 3 different tiers. And so you'll be able to just learn a simple, easy way to create your own Wild Soul Movement home practice without having to wait all the way until 2020 or attend a workshop or do a whole year-long power program with me. You'll be able to get initiated to just teach and gather your own friends and family. Say you just want to do circles in your own town or in your own neighborhood, or as you travel around with the women that you love, you'll be able to do that for free, but use the Wild Soul Movement practice. And then for those who want to become officially certified, to be able to charge for classes or integrate and incorporate Wild Soul Movement embodiment practice and mantras into the work that you do in the world, or even build some work around it, you'll be able to do that as well. Big thanks, by the way, to my friend Rochelle Sheik, the creator of Koya, who hopped on the phone with me probably about 2 years ago now, as I was brainstorming around a better way to offer teacher training. And she gave me some great insights as she's been running hers for many, many years now. Appreciate that mucho. So that's it, y'all. I'm going to wrap up this short little episode. Remember, you can get the podcast playlists by going to wildsoulmovement.com/podcast-playlists, as long as some secret little emails from me over the course of the summer as I take my podcast and my social media break. All right, everybody, have an amazing summer season if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, winter season if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, and I'll be back.
It's the feeling that if I have any compassion for these guys and don't want to just label everybody as like, you know, some socially inept sexist, or
a narcissist. People throw around narcissist way too much.
Right. And I'm loving the shades of gray that are showing up. I mean, these men are like, just like you were describing,